Hello everyone and welcome to another one of my videos. So in this one I'm going to be talking about my holiday that I went on from the 29th of July to the 5th of August. Okay, be sure to like and subscribe and let's begin. So, I'd known about this holiday for months, but I didn't know if I wanted to go. I was planning on going on the National Theatre, which I talked about in this video where I had to apply for an audition. I auditioned for it ages ago. Right?
I can tell you now, I didn't get in.
But I never got in. And as it turned out, right, I wouldn't have been going anyway, because we weren't told, right, actually no, I'll say it this way. So we weren't told there was a £500 fee to go for the winners. So you had to pay for the right, you had to win the right to pay to go there, which I thought was very sneaky of the National Theatre. But anyway, I wasn't sure if I was going to go this year as well because of that, and also it was £175 to go on holiday plus spending money. We can't afford it, right? I spoke to my leader about it, and they had some funding strictly to help with the paying. I was able to pay only £75, which was amazing. I was so grateful for them because it was a good trip. I just can't afford £175 for a trip, especially not the £500 for the National Theatre thing. But yeah, the holiday was a lot more expensive than usual because of things. So by now, though, when I decided I wasn't able to go because of the help, it was like 2 weeks away. So I tried to book it off work, but they denied it. But I wasn't going to let my dead-end job stop me from going on holiday. You're only 18 once. You know, I've done loads this year. Finished college lessons, did Chicago, started driving lessons, which are going shit at the moment, but there we go. So I am having a holiday. Now, to prevent this from being used against me, I'm not going to go into more detail about it, but there was a sort of loophole that I was able to find in it, but there we go. I already don't have a great reputation at my job, right? I really don't at McDonald's. But it's not so bad if I get fired because I can just find another dead-end job. Right? But anyway, let's move on from that. About the holiday. Sorry, I scared my dogs then. Sorry about that, you two. So, on the 29th, I woke up at about 10 o'clock-ish and I was playing with my dogs for a bit. Because I wouldn't see them for a week. I love my dogs. I don't know if you can see them on camera, but there. But at about 11 o'clock-ish, I loaded up the car with my luggage, and we drove to where I normally have my club on a Friday evening. We get into the minivan once we arrive and put all the stuff on the van with all those people going, and we go. Now that was the setup to the holiday. I was sat in the middle of this caravan as we drove down, and I was on my phone looking at the window, etc. until we arrived at the services. At the services I went to McDonald's and I got a double Big Mac meal with bacon. This would usually be about £7 to £8 odd. I'm not sure exactly from here. Bargain. I enjoyed it. And it's one of the small positives of working at McDonald's. But anyway, I had my food. And we kept on driving until we arrived at the hostel. About 4 o'clock we arrived, and we had to unpack everything and bring it all into where we'd be staying. So once we all settled in, and all these bags of shit are moved, all that's going to be left is my sleeping stuff and my suitcase, which is over there. Because I'm 18, I wasn't in a room with the others because that'd be weird. Us older ones were in this large hallway next to the main living room space. My concern when I first found out about this was where am I going to get away from everything? Because I'm quite the introvert, you know. I like a bit of me time. Well, and my dogs are allowed, right? But there are times when I don't want to even look at another human being. And being in this large hall, having this large hall as your room, there's nowhere to escape to. Especially when it's right next to the living room. But anyway, all the younger ones carry their suitcases upstairs. I helped some of them carry up because they were quite heavy. And they all had a small space to call their own. But our room was quite big, so there was a lot of room for our stuff. Now on day one, we never do much because it's mostly going to be unpacking things and sort of settling in as you do. I sat on the sofa in the big hall, which was going to be our room, and was just chilling for a while. I had a crushing defeat at chess. We had some food, a burger, and some crisp and chocolate, a nice healthy meal. And later on, a few of us went for a walk. We went up some lanes, although where we were, we couldn't go too far, as it was mainly for cars. So we began to head back.
Wrong place, wrong time.
It was a nice walk.
Where'd you walk to?
Oh, we just remember. Not long after, we had some hot chocolate. It was very nice, and it was about 12 o'clock at that point, so we got ready to go to bed. Now, because I'm 18, I didn't have to actually go to bed, and I didn't have an actual room to go to. I was in the main hall with the other adults. I'd learnt my lesson from previous camps that just a sleeping bag and a pillow, just bringing those, is not enough to guarantee some form of sleep, right? Not for me. No way. Because I normally sleep on my side, so or my stomach, so my ribs get crushed, right? So I brought 2 pillows, my actual bed duvet, my dressing gown, and my sleeping bag. So my mattress is 2 pillows and my sleeping bag. My actual pillow is my dressing gown, and my duvet is my actual duvet. Working out to be very, very nice. Like that. I brought 5 things. I made a makeshift mattress for my pillows, being long ways, and my sleeping bag. I used my dressing gown as a pillow, and my duvet was just my duvet. Much better. I brought a lot of Doctor Who DVDs to keep me entertained in the night, as well as my phone. On day 1, or day 0, depending on how you look at it, I had about 4 hours of sleep. I took this photo at 4:30 in the morning when I felt that sleep was imminent. Day 2, there was still a bit of unpacking to do. I woke up at about 8:30, so about 4 hours of sleep, and we had breakfast, tea and toast. It was very quiet today. It was mostly just playing games all day. There's only so many games of chess you can do, though, before you start to question your sanity. I decided to try and make a statue out of dominoes. I made a little time lapse of that. That was pretty fun to do. Killed about 20 minutes. At first, I kept it simple, 2 layers and 3, but I kept building onto it. And yeah, it was a lovely time lapse of my building dominoes, but like on this balancing beam to get a bit of an extra challenge. Later on, we had lunch, ham and cheese sandwich, crisps, and a chocolate bar. Not long after that, one of the officers did like this taskmaster thing that he was doing throughout the week. There was a few tasks throughout the week to do. I'd never watched Taskmaster before, but it's like this TV show where celebrities do weird tasks as competitions and they had points and all. There were 5 jars where there were different things blended all together. I don't remember many of them, but I took a photo of one of them. It's like brown sauce, rice pudding, and summer fruits. At the end, I tried them all. They actually weren't that bad. I know my taste is all over the place, but I have things ranging from curry to noodles in sandwiches and like mayo in almost everything. But it was actually alright. One of them was like custard and Jaffa cakes as well. But yeah, that actually wasn't that bad. Later on, me and Noah went for a walk. We didn't want to go in the same lanes as we went yesterday. We actually found this walking trail not too far away from where we were staying. It was quite nice. It took us through this forest and like a little campsite place until we found Lawrenny Pier. the view was really nice. I took some photos. I tried to take photos and videos of almost everything I did. But there's something definitely meant to be there though, because there was logs arranged in a way where you'd have like a campfire. There was a makeshift outside bar or like water tap that we saw. It had the Pepsi logo on it and everything. I'm not sure what my dog's trying to do. I think he's trying to sit in my lap. Trying to sit in my lap, boy. There we go. Can't see the auto cue from here. Yeah, I can't see the auto cue. Too far. I've got crap eyes. We decided to turn back at this point though, but like, as we were on our way back, we saw this church with the door open, and do you know when you get like intrusive thoughts and you're like, go inside, don't go inside, I want to go inside. Are you mental? Don't go inside. Like, I wanted to, but I've seen how this ends in the movies. Steamed up. There we go. So we headed back and we had a cooked dinner, as is tradition, and I had extras. So it was very nice. For pudding, it was jelly and cream. Very nice. I said very nice twice though. I don't have very good adjectives. A range of adjectives. Now, as was tradition for this holiday that I go on every year, we do competitions for certain games. I won at tennis, but I lost at bowling. Later on in the night, the older ones played on the Wii, whilst the younger ones went downstairs. It's sort of come full circle with these holidays, because I used to be with the younger ones when I was like 4. I started coming when I was about 13, I think. And when it came time to be, I used to have to go upstairs really, really early, while the older ones stayed downstairs and did whatever. But yeah, so I've come full circle. It's quite nice. I think I slept about 2-3 o'clock on day 2. I don't know, but we didn't do a lot. Day 3, we woke up about 9 o'clock, we had breakfast, and we were up and ready to be out by 10:30. It was quite a long trip, but I like a long trip. I like a nice car ride. We went to St. Davids Cathedral. It would also be a nice walk as well. Inside was things relevant to Welsh history, like such as graves and old church relics and stuff where like you could read up on like pilgrimages, and like talk to God and all that. There were statues and relics and all sorts from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It was really interesting, and like you could read the bilingual signs around each part of the church. There was one part where you could write something, and the active members of that church would pray it for you. I prayed that my hard work as an actor would pay off one day. Only time will tell. Is it bad luck for 2? I don't know. But anyway, I'm very happy with the progress I'm making as an actor, but there's still a lot of room to go. Anyway, I continued to look around the place until we had to all meet back at the main section of the church. Outside of the church, we had a main group photo, and we went back to the vans where everyone had a packed lunch, although there was a lack of bread, right? So us older ones were given £5 instead just to get some food. It was a bargain. So I had some crisps, some biscuits that they had, the Maryland ones, and we were allowed an hour then, an hour and a half I think it was, to look around the nearby town. I first looked and saw the local butchers, so I went inside and I bought a slice of quiche. I bought a quiche, bacon leek. Like heaven. It's amazing. My God. It was very nice. It was bacon and leek. And then I went into this particularly Welsh shop. I don't know why I did this. And I was disappointed though because I wasn't able to use my Welsh there, but never mind. I wasn't able to use my Welsh this time on camp, on holiday. My disappointment was short-lived, however, because I bought an ice cream that was it was literally huge. It was a chocolate ice cream, £3.50, and the cone on the ice cream. It was literally huge. It was like that. So I bought an ice cream because I'm on holiday. Look at the size of that. That's huge. It's bloody huge. Nice. It's top notch, right? Oh, it's so good. I love being on holiday. I love it. Look at that. It's bloody huge. Well worth the money for that. Fair play. We met back and we headed back to the vans where we drove back to where we were staying. There was a really nice view of the countryside where we were driving, and we got back for about 5ish, so dinner wouldn't be long because some people stayed behind, some of the people that run it cook the food. And this was our dinner for the night. Just very nice. After dinner, it was about 7 o'clock-ish. So I played some more games of chess with people. But did some other games. And then the younger ones had to go upstairs to bed. Us older ones were in the living room. Now these chats that the older ones have in the night can get very philosophical. I love it. You can be talking about anything and having a laugh. Especially when you're in a chat with the people that own my club I go to. I'm keeping it vague just in case to protect myself and all that, but it gets very philosophical sometimes. And at one point we were playing Cards Against Humanity, and like one of the cards had the answer "the male gaze" on it. Right now, if you don't know how to play Cards Against Humanity, well, I'm not going to explain it for you further. But for those that do, the person accidentally said "the male glaze," and the card was oddly relevant to this. But there we go. By now it was about 1 o'clock-ish, so we got ready to sleep. I don't remember what time I slept. I didn't take any photos or anything. It just sort of happened. Day 4. This morning we were allowed to sleep in a bit later. By later, I mean about 9 o'clock-ish instead of 8 o'clock. The younger ones, still settling into this holiday, not being used to it, were the ones just being completely mental. So us older ones went for a drive to a nearby cafe. I bought a fridge magnet. There we go. See if you can see that. I bought some carrot cake and a glass of Coke, a bottled glass of Coke. That cake was it was amazing. It was so tasty, and it was a big chunk of it as well. It was only £8 for the cake, the magnet, and the bottle of Coke. It was a bargain, and it was nice to have a break from the screaming kids, especially because I don't have an actual room, as the old ones are on the floor in the main hall, and our room is where the kids have to go and play their games in the main hall, and it's where we all eat. But there we go. It was nice to be able to just chat, have a bit of peace and quiet, and all that. But anyways, it was a laugh. I had my cake, I had my Coke, I've saved my fridge magnet, which I haven't put on the fridge yet. It's room somewhere. There we go. So then we had to walk back, go back into the minibus to get back to where we were staying, and not long after we had dinner. Sandwiches, crisps and a biscuit and a drink, because we were going to Manorbier Castle in Tenby, in Pembrokeshire. It's an old ruins, right, and you can explore it as well. It was amazing, because it's right next to the beach, and when you're at the top, you can overlook it all. So I decided to go over to the castle first, because you had the choice of going to the beach or the castle. We go over the castle bridge, the people in charge paid, and we went in. You could go inside the ruins, and you had the freedom to look around it. There were signs around, so you could learn about the castle and like what each individual part of the castle was used for. I felt like a medieval king. I've just seen the view. Looking at the peasants from my castle. At one point, even though I would have been probably one of the lowly peasants. Anyway, you could climb up the very narrow Pembrokeshire. Of the castle and get to the very top for a nice view. I really like this. I took a lot of photos of this because the view was spectacular, honestly. I stayed with the main group for this. It was all of us older people, or most of us older people, looking around until we'd seen everything that there was to see. So then we headed back. We headed back down then. You going down? No.
No. In a big hole.
Ah.
If you come around the corner, you'll see one.
Right. Okay.
Just put all your weight on your hand.
Yeah, but you're down safe.
I am. That's where I'm judging.
There we go. Where's Pop?
Yeah.
At the castle, down to the beach, although it was almost time to go back. So the older ones had to head on straight back, because the thing is as well, the older that you are and the longer you go on camp, the more privileges you get. Because the young ones had to go straight back when the officers go, or when the main people, the people in charge have, when they go back. So the younger ones have to, but us older ones are allowed to be out a little bit longer, because all the older people were in the older people van. We went on the beach and we all got ice cream, which was nice. I had a mint chocolate ice cream. It was quite nice. Not as big as the last one, but still nice. We headed back to where we were staying and we had fish fingers, mash and peas for dinner. Pudding was jam and coconut cake. Very nice. And almost immediately after dinner, a few of us went to the pub to see if we can all eat on Friday, which we could, and we had a pint each. It was nice to have a nice relaxing break. I had a Stella. I was gonna get a lager, but the man asked which one I wanted, so I asked him for a lager. He asked what I wanted. I didn't know the names of the lagers, so he listed them. And I just picked a random one. It was like, can I have a Stella, please? So yeah, that was fun. Yeah. But yeah, I got my Stella. I didn't have to prove my ID. They believed I was 18. And there we go. After that, we went back to the hostel for the night. And I don't remember much about that one. I didn't document much of what happened after that. But there we go. Day 5. We had to wake up quite early today because we were going to Heatherton. Which was like this large, like, theme activity park. Heatherton was amazing. Probably my favourite day there. My favourite day on holiday. We woke up about 8:30 and we were out by about 9:30. We arrived and when we did it was raining. So we went to get some shelter. Going to Heatherton. Very cool. Very wet at the moment. Gonna be good. I think we're on day 5 now. Saturday to Sunday to Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday. The paying system at Heatherton was that you paid with credits. Each individual one was about $2.80, I think, from memory. Or to get 6 individual ones, it was $16.50. But we were given 10 free to go around with to begin with. Quite a few of us went and we looked around. We decided to go on the go-karts first. Right. Last time we were there, I was 14, so I could have gone on them. but I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. But Noah was only 13, and I didn't want to go on the go-karts on my own, so I didn't go on them. So yeah, but now we're 18 and he is 16, so he could, and we did. There was, I think it was like 5 of us that went on the go-karts at first, or 6. We had to wear these overalls, which made me look a bit like Jason Voorhees, and we had like bandanas on our heads too, and it was a laugh. We had to leave our bags in the room. There was no security or anything, right? So this was scary. You had to just leave your bags in this room. But fair play, our stuff was never taken. We came off the track, took our overalls off. We were all soaked because when you're on these carts, the wheels spew the water or back at your face. You can see the difference in me at the start and the end. The overalls are darker, soaked. Then me and Noah decided to have a go at the pistol shooting. Right. Now it's clear that when the zombie apocalypse, the zombie uprising occurs, I'm dead. I put the pellets in wrong, and I thought I was going to snap the gun, because once you turn off the safety, you've got to then pull this trigger at the back of the gun, load your pellet in, flat end, put it into this gun thing. Then you've got to force it shut, like that, which was quite forceful, because I thought it was going to snap. It would click, and then you could fire. With one pellet at a time.
Okay. So remember to keep your gun pointing this way, okay?
Yeah, Jim.
There we go. Okay.
Managed to close it.
Way. Way.
I don't know, I can't see the target. So yeah, I struggled a lot with that. The go-karts were 4 credits, shooting was 1, so I spent 5 out of 10 credits so far. We went back on the go-karts again because we loved it. I managed to get one of the younger people to try and record it, which I'll add to the end of this video, along with any extra footage that I want to show. I came first in the second game, whereas I came second in the first game. There we go. Life was grand, because going on those go-karts, it was so fun. You would go really fast too. But on the second time around, I spun out a few times. Because when you spin out, the employees have to try and push you and restart the thing, because when you stop, you stall. After a certain time, we had to meet back for lunch. So to spend our last credit, me and Noah went on the bumper boats. The only photo I have of this is me by here. Well, I was looking directly at the sun in that photo. But those bumper boats, they were quite chilled, you know. You can go slowly, you can relax, bump into others if you wish. Good times. We had dinner, which was a sausage roll, crisps and a biscuit, and we had another 2 hours to go, so I bought another 6 credits for $16.50. Me, Noah, and a few of the others, we went on this zip line. Oh my god, I was terrified. I had to be the adult in our group to sign to say that we could all do it, because all the minors had to have an accompanying adult. Now, physically I'm an adult, great, but not mentally. This zip line was 2 credits and was bloody terrifying. Whilst we were waiting, some of us were having last minute nerves. When I was called, before I went up onto the top where you're strapped into this line going down, the woman at the top said she wanted to make sure that my harness was on correctly, because she said she wasn't confident with how it was. So she went against what the bloke at the bottom said, who said it was clear. She adjusted it after telling me to step out of it, and she did something. I don't know what she did, but she adjusted it. I got back inside the harness, and she said it was all good. I was terrified. And to think, if she hadn't corrected that one instructor, or I don't know, because one of the instructors allowed me to go on the zip line with how it was, but she wanted to make sure it was all perfectly fine. So for them to disagree with each other, you know, it was like being saved from death. Obviously, it was probably safe enough for me to jump, but she probably made it more comfy or something. I don't know. Or maybe saved me from falling to my death. I'll never know. Anyway, I walk up to the podium then, you have to go up to the top. Now here, you've got nothing to hang on to, so you have to keep your balance, because you've got nothing to hold on to. You have to just stand there whilst they clip you into this wire. And as they connect it all up for you, you've got to sit down in your harness, and they push you off. Now as you go down, there's the sound of the wires screeching as you head on down. But it's all safe, and you land in a pile of wood chippings. It was fun. It was just very terrifying. You know, I'm glad I did it. I didn't chicken out or anything, or I would have been annoyed with myself, especially because I paid 2 tokens to do it. I would have been really annoyed with myself if I chickened out. And finally, because we had 4 credits left over, we went back on the go-karts. We loved those go-karts so much, we went on it 3 times, right? And that was my 16 tokens spent. I came second on the go-karts this time round, although I crashed a few times. I bought a Shmoo milkshake. That was nice. Chocolate with marshmallows. Nice. 10 out of 10. Then we went back to the shop and we messed around with the kids' toys there. Me and Noah organised the stretchy men things. Noah bought a stretchy banana for laughs. Yeah, but he pulled the banana so much that the sand came out. And he got a replacement. Super bouncy galaxy ball. Never mind. Right. So then we were just sitting around waiting for the others as it was time almost to head back. But someone had 2 leftover tokens, and they asked me if I wanted to play on this Scale Electrics course that Heatherton has. So I did it, and it was really fun. I was purple, right, and I recorded some shots of it, but because my eyes are crap, hence why I'm having to use these to go back, even though my dog's laying below now. I'm not wearing my glasses, but back then I thought I was watching the purple car. But it turned out all this time I've been watching the blue car, and there was this corner where you've got to slow down a lot so that your Scale Electrics thing doesn't fly off the track. So every time I come around, my purple one would just fly off the track. And he kept talking to someone telling them to slow down, but I didn't think it was me. So I thought I was watching the right one, but it turned out it was mine every time. But yeah, there we go. Surprisingly, I came third. Then we went back to where we had to meet. I got back to where we were staying, and we had food not long after. We had curry and rice for dinner, which was very nice. And after all that walking, I was quite hungry, so I had seconds. And even some leftover pasta, so thirds. Also, and pudding. Ice cream and little orange pieces. After dinner, they did some more competitions. The officers and older people like myself would stay downstairs, as is tradition. Yeah, I really enjoy this because you hear things so philosophical and interesting that you never want it to end. And like, you can say what you want. Then you can have a laugh. Cause you don't have to watch out, make sure the younger kids aren't listening and all that. I think I eventually got to sleep at about 3, 4ish in the morning. About that. I don't know. Day 6. We woke up quite late actually. It was about 10 o'clock-ish, and we had breakfast at about 10:30. I had some cornflakes and I added some jam into them. Very nice. We went to the local pier and the quay for a bit to see what was around, although this was really muddy and there was a series of stepping stones to get over the river. Now this was a challenge with some of the rocks, because they were all different like shapes and all, and one wrong move and you could slip and fall into the river. I recorded this so you can see the jolly and skilled parkour that went into this. Step on that. 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 Oh shit. Step on that. Step on that. That's a big one there. Step on that. Jumping. And that's testing. So that's a toe weaker. Jumping big.
100% gonna
Alright, come on then, because we've got to get past. Oh Christ. Ugh. Do 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 do.
I can't believe I found it. Don't tell anyone else about that, will you?
No. The forestry was quite nice, and you can see from this clip just how muddy it was. And as we went on past those stepping stones, it just kept getting muddier and muddier. There was longer grass, rock formations, mini pools, and so on. In my defence, I managed to do the return trip across the stones in about a third of the time it took to get there in the first place. I washed my shoes in a public sink. The next person to use that sink probably thought someone had a shit in them. Sorry. Those sinks are probably full of mud. Yeah. And then we went back to where we were staying for dinner. Now, it's traditional. We normally have sandwiches, crisps, and something for dinner until later on where we have our main, right? It's just to keep us going. Then we went back out to up to nearby where the officers had the cakes and all in the quay. And next to it was actually a rocky beach that we went to, and quite a few people were going crabbing, but not me. Do you want to know why? Because I was picking up clams and oysters to see if I could get any pearls. I didn't, right? But I did find some crabs. I did find one. I did find a crab. I took a lovely photo, probably my favourite photo of the whole thing. But I was trying to lift up clams and all and shells. So we're just walking on the beach now. Well, I say beach. I'm on the pier, the quay. It's really nice because yesterday we spent a lot of money in Heatherton. Tomorrow we're going trampolining and spending money there. So it's nice to have a day out when we're not spending too much money. I got some shells. Just randomly got some shells. It's quite nice. I think it's quite nice. It's quite a nice view just to sit there or stand there and look around. You know, away from civilization and all that. I haven't got to worry about work or anything else really. I think it's quite nice to be able to just sit or look around, devoid of technology. Do you know what I mean? It's like a reset. It's quite nice, very chilled. It's been a good week. It has been a very good week. I've enjoyed it a lot. To see if I can get some pearls, but I didn't. Anyway, after this we went back to where we were staying, and quite frankly I sat on the sofa to rest because it was a long walk. It was a good walk, but a long walk. Later on we had food, pie, mash and carrots, very nice, with apple crumble for pudding. After dinner we did some more competitions, but the finals now. I won at Wii Tennis and Snakes and Ladders. Woo! I was meant to win at Connect 4, but apparently I lost a match to someone. But I hadn't played them, so there was a matchmaking error there. But I never brought it up because I was already winning 2. But there we go. I'm happy to win 2 of them. Anyway, after these, it was getting to the point where the officers and the older ones have a chat before going to bed. It was about 1 o'clock at that point, and as I was writing this, I was having to catch up. I was having to catch up with the rest of the script. It was about 3:52 as I wrote it, and I'd been writing for about an hour inside one of the shells. Pretty cool. I've been having to try and use the photos and videos to try and remember everything, like a sort of reconstruction, because I failed to keep up with everything. I really did. I honestly failed to keep up with the lot of it. There we go. And then day 7. So we woke up quite early, about 8 o'clock-ish, 9 o'clock-ish. We had food, and we were getting ready to go out because on the penultimate day we go shopping. You can spend what money you've got left. I actually didn't buy a lot. I bought a Russell Howard DVD, 2 pasties, although those pasties were very nice. £1.50 each too, very very cheap actually. When you consider like Greggs and all, like £2 to £3 each now. But yeah, and there are really nice flavours like black pudding, cheese, and sausage. I think it was. But yeah, very nice. Yeah, me and Noah were walking around. Noah went in this army shop that he remembered from years ago. He went in there like 3 times. Yeah, that was fun. I did not belong in this army shop because. It was the kind of people that you'd expect to be running it, all really, really rough and proper army people, and all that. These glasses make my face sweat. But yeah, went in there, looked around. There was this American sweet shop as well, which I would never spend money to go in there. American sweets just they look like the sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar, and they taste of nothing but sugar. So I just bought this really comfortable cushion I liked, and it's got the Welsh flag on it. Put a Welsh dragon flag, it's brilliant. I'm on holiday. When you're on holiday you spend a bit of money. It's been a good holiday. I have no regrets. I need some cash back. But there we go. After shopping, Noah spent like 70 odd quid on stuff because he's got a job now. But yeah, how the hell? But there we go. It says money. If he enjoys it, what's stopping him? After shopping, we actually went trampolining then. Now trampolining was fun. You get an hour. There was this dodgeball part. This was little jungle gym sort of thing. You could go on obstacle course, like foam pit over here, and then a massive set of trampolines you could go to. Halfway through this, I decided to have a couple of races with people, and it's going really well because I had a pace going where I could like have like one leg go on the middle of a trampoline and then push off and have the next leg land on the next trampoline, push off, and do that. But at one point, I was doing that, and as off the bottom of my leg, I landed like that. So if you think now I'm twisting like that, and basically instead of landing on the heel and the end of, if this is my foot, instead of landing like this, I landed like this, and it fucking hurt. My whole body sort of recoiled from it. I couldn't get up. I honestly could not get up. I had to have 2 people lift me up and hobble off the trampolines, hobble back to the rest of the people sitting at the table, have a break. I was okay, it didn't break my leg or anything, obviously, but it killed. I went back on the trampoline, which probably made it worse. Didn't give it time to heal or anything. I had a drink of water. I went back on there. Had what time I had left. We left the trampoline place. After that, it was time. We went back to where we were staying. Before we went to the pub, because if you remember, we asked a few days ago if we can stay there. We did, and I had this burger meal. It was called the Big Dog Burger or something. I hope that wasn't a recipe of what it was made of. I had this. It was very nice. I very much enjoyed that burger. Afterwards, we went back, and as is tradition, we did BB's Got Talent. Every video I've made about these holidays all include BB's Got Talent, and I've normally got to sing for it because they know I'm an actor. I've normally done a show, so they're normally going to do a song. I did my song, Mr. Cellophane. I did do it. I didn't record it, but I did do it. It was good. Did a few other things as well. The prizes were given for the competitions. One was a frisbee, which has since broken. Thank you, Reggie. And this like plane thing, but that's down inside of there. But yeah, afterwards, as is also tradition, there's a lot of tradition that goes on these holidays. There was this party that the younger ones go mental in. I'm taking these off. The younger ones go mental in. The older ones join in, but it's not really my thing on the parties because they're very loud. And my foot was still killing from trampolining, so I was sort of hobbling where I could. It was getting gradually better, I suppose, but it was a nightmare. Especially when you think partying is all dancing and moving about and all. I tried to stay as still as I could. But yeah. The party didn't go on until too long because you can't have loud music after 11, I believe it is, or 10 o'clock, because of some rule. And then, yeah, that was the end of that. Then we woke up about 7 o'clock-ish. It was time to go home. What we had to do? Pack all our things away properly, not just leave them on the side as we were for the other days. Pack it all away as well as we could. We had breakfast. I had toast and tea, I believe. I put all my stuff back in the minivan. All packed up. Ready to leave now for the 4-hour trip. Apart from what I was taking with me for the trip in my trusty bag. That was that. Oh yeah! So fun. Oh yeah! Let's go. We stopped off at the services. I had McDonald's. Very grateful from YouTube and a nice free Costa hot chocolate courtesy on them. Thank you very much. Thank you, YouTube. Now, funnily enough, I was meant to be in work for this week, as I said at the start of this video. But I chose to go into work on this day as well, because I was meant to be in work as well. So, we started off the services about 12-ish, and we got home... No, we started off the services about 11-ish. We got home about 1-ish then, and I was in work 3 till 11. So that was day 8. Thrown back into it almost immediately. But there we go. I am not in the best of books with my job at the moment. But I'm not having them ruin a holiday. There's loads of other dead-end jobs I can get instead of McDonald's. I'm not having them ruin it for me. But the overall week was really good. I really enjoyed it. Went trampolining, the cathedral, shopping, Heatherton, that was great. We saw the Pier. We went to the pub for a meal. It was really nice. We did loads. It was a nice week to get away from it all. Do you know what I mean? And I'm glad I did it. But that concludes the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe, and from me, it's goodbye for now. I'm gonna get out and we'll stretch my leg. Sorry. Just arrived. So once we all settle in, and all these bags of shit are moved, all that's going to be left is my sleeping stuff and my suitcase, which is over there somewhere, right? Still waking up. About 9:30. Top page. It's amazing, I love it. Proper Welsh church. It's brilliant. I love it, honestly. Check out the size of that! It's huge! I'm just seeing the view. Looking at the peasants from my castle. Viewing at the peasants from my castle. I've just really taken you to my bedroom. Dang. Shit! This is just where I sleep. Cobwebs and all. Quite cool, isn't it? The dungeon. Oh, that's correct. keep all the unsubscribe.
Okay.
That's enough of the dungeon. How you doing, Lawrence? That's what happens when you unsubscribe. Let that be a lesson to anyone that unsubscribes. What's happening?
Hey, keep your hands to yourself.
Take
you for now.
Wish I had an orange juice or something. So far, I've been on the go-karts twice. We did some gun shooting at a range, which I was bloody awful at. I would make a good stormtrooper. And me and Noah went on the paddle boats. It was very nice. We got 10 credits for free, so I covered all those. I bought an extra 6 credits. That got us the zip wire, which I ran on. And now we're going over to the go-karts to spend our final 4 credits on the go-karts again, because it was amazing. Oh dear Lord. Oh, fucking hell.
No, this is gross. This is very much one of the grossest things I've done. Let me know closely.
Odds that I slip. Very high. Oh, no, my shoes. My perfectly good shoes. The proper dirt, man. Proper dirt. Right. Okay, we got this. Just like play Mario one life. Step on that. 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 Oh shit. Ah. Step on that. Step on that. That's a big one there. Step on that. Jumping. Last test. So that's a toe maker. Jumping game. Alright, come on then, because we've got to get past. Oh Christ. Ugh. Making progress. Oh, you didn't make it. Oh, nice. Ugh. That's a nice big one. Oh, that's a small one. That's good. That one's okay. Now we're just on mud. So not as bad as water, but still bad if I fall. Sugar. Do, 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 do.
Don't tell anyone else about that, will you?
No, I can't. We've got to go up. Onwards and upwards. If we can. There we go. So, oh, there's another crab. Oh. Yeah, I don't blame you for riding, mate. I died from it. Going to the Lawrenny's pub for a meal and a drink. It's a really nice view. Kisses in the night, for my love. Looking for the